So I go to California to see a buddy of mine who just moved there. He used to come hang out the underground where I used to work. So I get there and this fucking guy has the flu. Sick as a dog. He tried to like give me, show me a good time out there, but he was dead. He was a zombie. We met some girls one night. There was a karaoke. I sang. We never had karaoke yet in New York. It was the first time I ever seen it. It was in California. I thought it was cool. I sang California Girls and The Gambler. And the girls felt bad for him, so when we went to their apartment, or house, whatever the hell it was, they gave him like NyQuil and all this shit. They had some heavy duty narcotics that she poured in a baggie because she needed some. So the next day, he's just doing all this shit. They're trying to get better. I get a gram of coke from his roommate, who actually owned the house. And then there was a new guy who had just moved in that day that he didn't really know. So I'm in the room getting high, and Rich is trying to sleep, and he comes and knocks on my door and says he'll let me get a hit. And I didn't think I should give him a hit because the way he was. I gave him the hit because he insisted. Half hour later, he comes in. He says, "I don't feel good. I don't feel right." Blah blah blah. So we're talking in the kitchen, and I'm like trying to calm him down. And I gotta pee so bad. And I'm barefoot, so I had to pee. So I'll be right back. I go in the bathroom and I see the water on the floor, and I go, "Oh, I'm not stepping on this." So I come back, and now I'm getting nervous. And then he starts talking to me in French. He's going, I was just like, what the fuck is going on here? I go, "Rich!" He goes, and then he said, "Rich isn't here anymore." I'm like, whoa. And I remember I had given him a cup of milk. He was thirsty before this happened. I had to pee. I said, "I'll be right back." So I ran outside and I peed on the side of the house. And I hear a boom. And I come running in. And he's on the floor in convulsions. He got the milk dripping down the side of his face. He was shaking. I grabbed his arms. And it was like feeling a fucking oak tree. This dude was like a petrified fucking tree. I never felt anybody so hard. Shut up. And it was just like, I couldn't believe it. He's shaking. I'm nervous. So I talked to the new guy, and I'm telling him he's going into convulsion. There's something wrong, blah, blah, blah. He was talking to me in French. And the new guy, he was like a real fucking California looper. "Oh, maybe he likes to talk in French." And I'm like, all right, fuck this guy. I go, "Do you know the address of this place?" And he said, "No." I'm like, oh God. So I go, "Rich," and he's still shaking. I call 911. They asked me for the address. I don't know. I had to put 911 on hold, go outside, look at the address, then run to the corner to see what street it was, because I didn't have no idea. Come back, the ambulance arrives, he's on the floor, they tell me to go in the room. All right, I'll go in the room. The cops are there now and everything. I remember Young Guns was on the television. So I'm in the room, and I'm a little cold, it gets chilly at night. So I'm under the blankets, and I'm just fucking high. I was really high. And this really blew my head. I had an itch on my leg. So I went down to scratch it, and they drew their pistols, both of them. And I went, "Yo, dude!" I was like, what the fuck? They go, "Don't fucking ever pull shit like that again." And I mean, I wasn't even thinking. They drew on me, man. And they start looking through the drawers and everything. They found like some weed, and they found the mirror with the cocaine residue on it, I was so fucking high, and I was in a bad state of mind. There was no way that I could deny that I was high. That's how I felt. So I remember being in the cop car, and they said, if he dies, you're going to get arrested for murder. And then I was like, whoa. So I remember them asking me, and I told them I snorted coke, blah, blah, blah. And then I remembered, I looked up, and I was like, today's February 18th. It's my brother Michael's birthday, who had just died. And my brother Michael was a career criminal. You know, he was in and out of jail his whole life. And I was like, that's fucking ironic. I get arrested for the first time in my life, and it's on his birthday. So, after I confessed and everything, they asked me later to like confirm my story. And I said, I didn't do any coke. And the cop's face was like, what? I had sobered up, and I already determined I'm not going to admit to it now. Now I feel good. I go, dude, are you crazy? I'm a fucking hero, man. I just saved this guy's life. He was ODing. I had $500 in my pocket. That's what they wanted, $500, and I bailed myself out. And I got out. I went home the next day. I fucking booked a ticket, and I'm out of here, man. Because they wanted me, I had to appear in court the next week. And I'm not missing my fucking work for this shit. And that was it. And about 6 months later, I got a fucking letter in the mail. And they mailed me back my bail money. And I was happy. That's the San Francisco story.